welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner, and today we're going to be going over my TBR for the spring equinox. Again, hello, I'm Rye and this is Rye's Reading Corner. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, if you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do so. It's super easy and it really helps my channel grow. So as you can tell by my thumbnail and my little introduction, today we are going over my TBR for the Aurelium Academy Spring Equinox Magical Readathon edition. I'm so excited. This readathon, if you're not aware, is hosted by G from over at Book Roast, and she puts so much time and effort into this readathon and it's absolutely spectacular. So today I'm going to share with you my TBR. I'm trying as best as I can to pull books that I can that I'm using for Readathon, which is another big huge readathon that's taking place in April. It is hosted by Cassidy from over at Covers with Cassidy, and I am a co-host for that one. So I'm going to try as much as I can to pull some books in for this readathon that I'm using for Readathon. However, that's not going to be the case, and I have a huge TBR for April, and I've not even filmed April TBR Jenga edition yet. So I don't remember too much about her. I just know that she is an elf, she has a magic wand, and she is magical. Okay, that's all I can say. But I am an overachiever, and so is my character, and there are two career paths that she is interested in pursuing. The first one is the same one that she did in the last spring equinox, and that is the Dream Walker, which is specific to the guild that my character is in. And then the new career path that G posted for this round really caught my interest, and I feel like it'd be perfect for my character, and it's called the Star Whisperer. So I'm going to go over the TBR for both of these. Some of the prompts do cross over, so I'm going to start with my Dream Walker path first, and then we're gonna go through that. So my first class that I need to pass for my Dream Walker career is astronomy, and we're studying the eclipse event, and this is to read a book that has at least 2 E's in the title. So for this book, I'm planning on reading Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. So I have the E in ice and the E in breaker. There's actually more than 2 E's in this title. This is a romance that everyone's really talking about a lot on TikTok and on BookTube. It is a hockey romance. It is a little bit thicker, so I'm a little bit nervous. It is a chunker, but there is an audio on Scribd, which might help. I don't know too much about this, just that it is a hockey romance, and I heard it's pretty smutty. Michelle from Michelle's Library told me that she thinks I would like this. She enjoyed it. I know she said it was smutty, so I'm excited, and this cover is really cute, and I think it's going to be a series. So this one will be for my first class. My next class is alchemy, and for this class we are studying this year the elements of transmutation. And if I see me looking over it, so I'm looking at the requirement, and for this prompt we need to read a book with Mel in the prompt. This one really tricked me, so I went to Cassidy and I went to Mel to ask for some options, and they recommended me that I read Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I don't have this book, so I'll put the cover somewhere on this side. They said this is a fantasy that really also lays heavily into the romance, so it's more of like a fantasy romance type book, which will work really well with Readathon. That's all I know about it. I've not read anything by Naomi Novik, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited to try this one. I've been catching my eye for a while now. The next class I need to do is Art of Illusion, and what we're focusing this semester is disguising yourself, and what I needed to do was pick a book that matches my outfit. So I went with my sweatshirt here, my Halloween Town. Thought it was, witchy, very appropriate for this readathon, and it is black and white. So I went with Gallows Hill by Darcy Coates. It's black with white lettering, same as my shirt. I absolutely love Darcy Coates. I'm currently on a Darcy Coates kick. I just read a 4-book series by her during this month of March, so I'm excited to get this one. A lot of people absolutely love this one. It works so Readathon because it's Lexi's favorite book, so it's a little bit of crossover. I don't know too much about it. I believe it has to do something with a winery, and someone goes back to see if it's worth saving this winery, and there's some spooky things that come on, and Darcy Coates is known for having a lot of little twists and stuff, so I'm excited to see where this one goes. The next class I need is spells and incantations, and our focus is magic missiles, and for this one I have to find a book that's between 389 and 415. Now this book has 390 pages. It's what it said on Goodreads, and this is 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. This is her newer YA thriller. This is the author that wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Absolutely love the first 2 books in the series. Did not like the 3rd book at all, so I was really nervous about this book, but Michelle from Michelle's Library again said that this book was actually really good. She was really nervous going into this one as well, but she was not disappointed, and the inside is really cool on covering. It was a Barnes & Noble exclusive, so I'm excited to give this one a try and see if I'm still liking YA thrillers. The next class is Conjuration, and we're focusing on binding spells. And for this one, I need to pick a book that's been recommended to me by a friend. And for this one, I'm going to pull from Readathon's host favorites. And this is an author that wrote my favorite book of 2020, and this is Kaylee's favorite book that she recommended. And this is House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. I don't really know too much about this. I think it's like horror mixed with fantastical elements. It has vampires. It's not too long, so I need a kind of a shorter book because I have some really chunky books on this TBR this month coming up. But I'm excited to read Alexis Henderson's next book because I loved The Year of the Witching. And my last class for Dreamwalker is lore. What we're studying this year in lore is The Legend of Dia, and for this I need to read a book with a map. Now I'm going with a chunker. I just bought this book. It's a new release. It's a fantasy romance and it's called The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. This is going to be a new series. This cover is absolutely gorgeous and it does have a map in the inside. This is another Barnes & Noble exclusive. The end pages are absolutely gorgeous. And look at this. Beautiful. Okay, so I know nothing about this. I just know that it's a fantasy romance. That's about all I got for you right now, but I'm excited to give it a try. This cover is what caught me. I thought it was really pretty. So yeah, so that's the last class requirement I have for this career path. So let's take a look at my next career path that I would like to achieve in the month of April. So the first one I need for my second career path is The Art of Illusion, and this again was matching the cover to my clothes, and so again I'm reading Gallows Hill for this one. Next one is Astronomy, which I already talked about. I had to have a book with metal in the cover, and for this one again I'm reading Spinning Silver. A little nervous for this one, but I hope I like it. And then this is the new one. This is The Inscription, and I needed to pick, and we're focusing on flight, and I needed to pick a book from my top shelf. So I asked my Patreons to pick a shelf of mine. I had thriller horrors, I had romance, I had mysteries and fantasy, and they chose romance because they know I'm on the co-captain for Cyrus, which is Team Romance for Readathon. And so I am going to pick Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. This is the follow-up novel in the same universe as Delia Green Doesn't Care, which was one of my favorite books last year. And this follows another character from that book, which I'm not going to say because it could potentially be a spoiler. But I am really excited to follow up this one. I believe the newer one comes out maybe this year, and I absolutely love Ashley Herring Blake, so I have really high hopes for this one. The next one again is lore, and I needed a book with a map, so again I'm going to be reading The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. The next one and the last one for this career path is Sonics and Deviations, and we're focusing on Cloud Studies 101, and I need to pick a book that has clouds on the cover or clouds in the title. And for this one I'll be reading The Mile High. I can't think of the author's name. I'll put the cover here. I want to say it's maybe a hockey romance, but I've heard a lot of romance booktubers talking about this one recently. I know Jess from Peace Love Books just rated this book super high at 5 stars, said it'll probably be one of her favorite books of the year, so I thought I would throw this on the TBR. Clearly it has clouds on it, so I'm super hyped for this one. So these are the books that I'm planning for Aurelium. Make sure you hit subscribe so you can see my books for TBR January, which I'll be putting a lot of books on there for Readathon. Let me know down in the comments below if you're participating in Magical Readathon and what is your career path in Aurelium. So if you want to get this crazy and chaotic with me, please make sure you press the subscribe button. If you're my friend on any of my other social media platforms, I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I do have my own Patreon. All the information linked down below. Stay kind, I'll see you next time. Bye!